Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and I'm talking about marriage in this video and how to find out what potential partners you might have, how many partners, what your marriage would be like, what some of the challenges are. We can look at all this in astrology, specifically looking at your natal chart, looking at your partner's natal chart, looking at the history, some history if we have it of your life. Contact me if you'd like to do that through an astrology reading. That's the best way to do this. But in this video, I'm just going to take you through some of the things that I've learned and seen that work well in finding out this information. This is the birth chart for Rihanna, and she is in Aries rising, so she has Libra on the 7th house cusp. And Libra on the 7th house cusp is going to give more of an indication that there will be relationships in the life. So potentially marriage could be a focus here with just Libra as a sign on the 7th house cusp. I'd say it's one of the better signs to have on the 7th house cusp. For relationships, there really isn't anything in the 7th house. I mean, Pluto is there in this chart, so this could give more of an indication that she would be in a deeper relationship. She would be looking for someone to have close connection with Scorpio there, and Pluto being the ruler of Scorpio. But we can also look at the ruler of the 7th, and the ruler of the 7th is Venus, being the planet that is favorable to relationships and marriage, and it's in the first on her, right there on her rising, which is going to be good for attracting men. And the moon is there as well, so this is giving us more of an indication that she will at least have the personality and the attractiveness to attract someone who would be interested in marriage. We can also look at the ruler of the first, which is Mars, and Mars is here at 28 degrees. So Venus is moving towards a trine harmonious aspect to Mars. So this is going to indicate that if there was to be a marriage, it will come middle of the life, maybe later in life, as opposed to say a teenager or in her early 20s. And then we can look at the aspects to those planets. And like I said, Venus has the moon with it, which is going to be favorable for marriage. Jupiter is also in the sign, and it's making a inconjunct to Pluto. So inconjunct being a more of a crisis, indecision type aspect. So we could say there's potentially could be a major decision for her in the life and whether or not to marry or not to marry. But overall, just having Pluto be aspecting that Venus being in the 7th is a good indicator of marriage. And we could look at the Mars here with Uranus and Saturn. I would say that she would have to be cautious of her own undoing when it comes to marriage with this here. However, that Venus being in the first is very much a mitigating factor to that. See, the sun is also making a sextile, another favorable aspect to the Mars, that Mars-Uranus-Saturn conjunction, and it's in the 11th house. I think that could be a mitigating factor as well, being someone who potentially is a good friend. She probably would marry someone who's a friend, so that would certainly help for a long-term marriage. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and thanks for watching.